The suits sit high while the streets sink low, counting gold in the towers, letting fires grow. I hear whispers in alleys, truths they don't show. It's all smoke, no mirrors, just a puppet show.
They sign the papers, inked with lies, while we're left with broken skies. They take the bread and leave us the crust in this machine. Who can we trust? Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same.
Mail! The ballots feel like broken dice. They play their games. We pay the price. Promises painted in black and white, but they vanish like thieves in the dead of night.
Lies written with invisible ink, pouring poison in the water we drink. They build their walls, we feel the squeeze. Freedom's just a word on a broken marquee. Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same. Where do we go when the truth's been sold? When the streets run cold and the lies get old.
Where do we go when the truth's been sold?
When the streets run cold and the lies get old.
Where do we go when the truth's been sold?
When the streets run cold and the lies get old.
Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same.
Hello. Happy Monday, everybody. We're going to be talking about the news today. Getting back into the news. I will be back here again at my original time. I am here at my original time. Hello, everybody. And yeah, we'll be talking about the news and everything going on. The stream is titled today, "The MAGA has been successfully psyoped and other news." So yeah, we'll be talking about that and more. I will be joined by a guest, but he is not here yet. He is running fashionably late, as he typically does, but that's okay. So yeah, we're going to be talking about all the different stuff that I've been seeing over the weekend. We're going to be talking about some of the news that we have going around today. We're going to probably talk a little bit about Mark Levin, a little bit more about Iran, and whatever else that we can look into here. Let's see. Not good. What is this? Last week you said we're nowhere near sending ground troops to the Middle East. Trump, I don't talk to people like you about that. Why would I tell you I'm sending or not sending? Who would answer a question like that? Well, you should kind of answer a question like that. Is there a plan to send troops? I know the argument is like, oh, well, we can't tell our enemies what we're willing to do and not do. And it's like, well, I don't really give a fuck. You should tell me if we're going to be sending my friends to war or not. I think this is a legit question that people want to know. Let's see, what is, let me pull this up. I hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. Anything you guys want to talk about, feel free to throw it into the chat, and we'll bring it up. But right now I'm going to bring this up, and let's have a listen here. What did she say? I can't even hear her. I don't even know what she's saying. Clearly, Trump did not want it known publicly that ground troops are in fact going to be deployed in Iran, which is why she asked why the U.S. is sending 5,000 troops to the country. So instead of answering the question straightforwardly and honestly, he shushes her. Sad and deplorable behavior, unbecoming of a president. Okay, so she was asking about the 5,000 troops. Well, we covered that last week about the troops that we're sending over to Iran. Are they actually going to be... I know, I can't hear it either, Melted. I don't know. The audio should be picked up. Let me see. The audio is being picked up. It's just incredibly quiet for some reason. But so a reporter was asking him about the 5,000 troops that we're sending towards the Middle East, and he basically just didn't answer her. He just told her that she's a nasty woman, which isn't a surprising response from Trump. He's responded multiple times to things like that. We're just on Luke Rudowski's Twitter right now because I know he had shared something that I wanted to pull up, but I'm not seeing it at the moment. Player in the chat, he said, I was going to say, hey, what's up, but you got a loser on, so have fun. Am I the loser? The only person here is me. Am I the loser? Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see. Oh yeah, we'll talk about this. This was absolutely hilarious. So in the middle of this conflict, right, they closed the Strait of Hormuz. So Donald Trump asked for assistance in opening it. France rejected it. China, no response. United Kingdom discussing options. Basically, they're not going to do it. Japan didn't respond. I think they did respond today, as well as South Korea responded today, and they both were like, nah, not happening. Germany said no. Norway said no. Qatar already stopped gas production, declared force major. Their energy minister said this will bring down economies around the world. Gulf states tried to stop this war because they knew of the implications. So Qatar, UAE, they're not doing anything. Iran is still attacking ships. They're still laying mines, and they're still blocking the strait. 10 countries, 0 warships. The most powerful military on Earth asked for backup and got ghosted. And this is absolutely true. I was looking into this. We have a couple of articles up about that, and yeah, this is absolutely true. Trump says he's not happy with the UK and very surprised by its response to the Iran war, but it's not just the UK. Multiple NATO countries have outright just said, no, we're not helping you. And it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. You know, we go out, start a war, and we're like, hey guys, come back us up over here. And they're like, yeah, how about no? How about we don't do that? And it's just kind of funny. It's just kind of funny. We're the number one country in the world, right? Number one country in the world, and we can't get our allies to come help us. But oh man, we got to send all this money to Ukraine. Oh, we gotta drop everything and go help them every time something happens. Not that I really want them to come help. I don't think we should be in the war to begin with, but it's just kind of funny. It's just kind of funny. The Fallout timeline has begun. Resource wars commence. Yeah. What's called, and then China is they're posturing right now. They're surrounding Taiwan, but you know, if you look back, Taiwan gets encircled by China like 3-4 times a year. So I don't really think China's gonna do anything. I think more than likely what it is, they're just posturing. They're just being like, hey, we're here. We could attack. We're not, but we could. That's kind of what it feels like. But I don't know. And then what was the other thing? I did see a good point brought up by someone. They're like, why would China attack? Why would China attack right now when the Strait of Hormuz is currently being blocked and we have our military over by the strait? It just doesn't make any sense for China to attack Taiwan right now, because if they were to attack Taiwan, we would shut off their trade routes almost instantly. So it doesn't make sense for them to attack Taiwan right now. I think it's just posturing. Let's see. I turned off your auto gain, Joey. Shush. You shush. All right. We are joined by the Joey Cannoli. As soon as he gets in here. Hello, Joey Cannoli.
Hi.
Hi.
I actually have a friend who's currently in Taiwan, so I'm gonna go ask them what's going on right now. Live on the show.
The news that I saw was that yeah, they're being encircled by China again, but that's like a common occurrence. So it's I don't know. It's not really like super worth talking about. What are your thoughts and opinions on? We were just talking about as I was waiting for you to get in here. We were just talking about how we started this war in Iran, right? The United States and Israel, and now the Strait of Hormuz is being blocked by Iran. That makes up like a third of the trade for oil in the world. Trump asked our allies, as well as our adversaries like China, to come assist us in opening the strait, and not just our allies, but also our adversaries basically told us to go screw. What are your thoughts? Even our allies, even the UK, Germany, France, South Korea, Japan, they all told us to fuck off.
And he still funds NATO. He still funds the Ukraine war. He still funds all this stuff. But it's also the war that they started. So I don't know. You know what? Chickens are coming home to roost, I guess.
I mean, it's just kind of funny, right? Like we we start a war with Israel,
Oh shit.
or Israel and the United States start a war, we go blow the shit out of Iran, and we're getting a lot of mixed messaging here. We're saying that boots on the ground aren't going to happen, but we have Israel deploying troops in Lebanon, which I know is not Iran, but they're deploying troops in Lebanon to go attack Hezbollah terrorists, which are supposedly funded by Iran. And then you have the United States sending in 5,000 troops that could be deployed as ground troops. And then we ask our allies for help, and they're like, nah, not happening, bro. It's just kind of funny. It's just kind of funny. And then Donald Trump came out today, and he's like, you know what? It's fine. We don't need to open the Strait of Hormuz because we don't need the oil, which is also not true because the United States produces 13 billion barrels of oil a day, but we need 20. So we don't have enough.
We'll just open up the reserves just like we criticized Biden for doing.
Did we even... Are the U.S. reserves even full right now? I should look that up. Are the U.S. oil reserves full? Because I don't even think we filled them up from the last time.
I don't know. Who knows? Who even knows anymore?
Oil reserves. No, it says that we do have oil reserves. Okay. How are we down in oil production? And back in 2024, we were making almost 23 barrels a day. How did we go down to 13? Doesn't make sense. Anyway.
We gotta do it for your country, folks. Your country, Israel.
For the country, Israel. You gotta
In
do
the
it. You
United
gotta do it
States
for Mark
government.
Levin, folks. Mark Levin, the great American hero. Mark Levin. Let's pull up Truth Social because I know this got you pretty peeved. Let's pull this up.
Nothing really has me peeved anymore. I don't even care anymore.
But I need you to educate my audience on why Mark Levin is so evil because I don't know him other than he's a warmonger.
He's just one of those. He's cut. Jesus Christ. He's cut from the same cloth as he's kingpin Jew who's fucking wants to drag United States into Israeli conflicts, and he's a known never Trumper. So
Do you have like a fan or something in the background? What is that?
I have construction across the street. That's what I have.
Oh, it sounds like a Roomba going across your floor. That's what it sounds like on the mic. It sounds like a Roomba going across the floor. I thought you had a Roomba going by.
Nope.
All right, so
It's
let me read this. So some people have come out against Mark Levin. Who was it? It was Megyn Kelly came out and said he had a micro penis. Like they're stupid culture war drama. But Trump
probably
came
does,
out
but-
and with this truth post. So Mark Levin, a truly great American patriot, is somewhat under siege by other people with far less intellect, capability, and love for our country. Mark is tough, strong, and brilliant, hence the nickname The Great One, conceived by our MAGA friend, the wonderful Sean Hannity, after years of dealing with Mark in legal
Jesus
media
Christ.
and other capacities. Yeah, the beacons of republicanism, Mark Levin and Sean Hannity, yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I think we're cooked. There's no 4D chesting our way out of this one. He's literally double downing on all the fucking neocons, all the never Trumpers, all the fucking... Oh, but people are going to be like, but Sean Hannity's always been a Trumper. Yeah, because he made a very calculated play of, do I hang with the old guard or do I fucking go to Trump? And he went to Trump. He played good on that play. But these are like all of the... These... Oh, my God. People are just going to... I can't believe... Some of you guys, unfortunately, some of you guys are going to excuse this shit. Like, come on, man. Mark Levin, Sean Hannity, what the fuck? And he's shitting on Tucker Carlson. They're saying he might be investigating him for, like, come on, man. Come on. Let's be fucking serious.
The update to that story today is the Trump administration responded saying that there's no charges planned.
Oh, yeah, because when the government says that nothing's happening, that usually means something's happening.
True.
And then you got Laura Loomer's fucking...
Yeah, the Laura
What is-
Loomer
what is
shit.
the thing
I hate Laura Loomer.
Jigsaw from the Saw movies. That's what she looked like. You got this fucking lunatic who can't even legally own a gun because she's been committed to insane asylums. Like, you got this motherfucker. Come on, man. You got Milo's jumped off the Trump train. He was always like, every time he came on Timcast, he'd be like, you got to trust the plan, Tim. You don't worry about it, Tim. Trump's got this. And now he's all like, He sold us out. All the people that have given great political and geopolitical and analysis, who are usually on the front of all these things, are like, something's wrong, and everyone's like, let's keep listening to the people who are always wrong.
Yeah, I mean, just going through, all you have to do is go through Milo's Twitter, and like you're saying, he's always been a Trumper. He's always been on Trump's team. He helped get Trump into the presidency both times. So to see that he's even flipped, Milo tweeted, every OG, and I do mean all of us, is off the fucking train, Trump. And then there was another one. I think this is what is this? Okay, this is him. This is another truth post. I'm looking for a specific one. Oh yeah, see, even Milo's at the point now where he's off the train to the point where he's even questioning if the assassination was true.
Well, I think the assassination was true, and I think that was what I think you guys were on when I asked. I was like, I think they flipped him. I think he got flipped. He decided that it's not worth it anymore, and he's going to just protect him and his family, and he's been unabashedly not MAGA, and they made a deal, and that deal, I guarantee you, will fucking manifest when the Republicans lose the midterms and they lose in the House and the Senate. You'll all of a sudden see that they're not going to try to impeach him. Because he's doing the things that they want. Why would they try? They'll say, yeah, there'll be opposition to him, but they won't impeach him because they already made a deal. New York could have put him in jail, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Why? Because they made a deal.
Well, and the reason Milo is even questioning it, he said, I hate to even have the thought, but he said he's questioning it because if it was true, then he thinks Trump would actually be going after the people that tried to do it, you know?
No. I disagree with that assessment. I think Trump, they got him. They got him to think about his family, and now he's thinking about his family. He's no longer the crusader. They put the fear of God in him, and not in a good way. I mean, how else am I supposed to see this? This is what happened to Ronald Reagan in his second term. Everyone always said Reagan had a good first term, and then that assassination attempt, and all of a sudden he became deep state Reagan.
So this is the yeah, Reagan was supposed to be great, and then he ended up being one of the worst. And it seems like Trump's on that trajectory right now as well. Suzanne,
ironically, he always compares himself to Ronald Reagan. When after his first term, I thought a more appropriate comparison was probably Teddy Roosevelt. You know, he talked a big talk, but kind of didn't do shit. But now he's kind of like Ronald Reagan, and you know what's going to happen in the mainstream media? He will be remembered as the guy that saved America, because they'll just look what they do with George Bush now. They make it seem like he was some sort of like presidential president after they were calling him a Nazi in his second term. They're going to do the same thing with Trump. In 10, 15 years, they're going to remember Trump as, you know, at the time he seemed controversial, but you know, those tariffs really helped. You know, they'll make him seem like he'll be loved in history because the mainstream media will. That's probably the fucking deal that they made. Well, you'll be remembered.
You'll be remembered as a hero, yeah.
Because that's all they finally learned. They finally learned. How do we placate to his ego?
Yeah, you just gotta butter him up. He'll do whatever you want.
Just give him the credit that he wants. And then you just keep business as usual. Hey, Trump, you're still going to manipulate all these fucking guys for us. You're going to put them back under this spell. And then we'll, you know, remember you as a great president. And you know what? But we can't let that happen, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. I voted for Donald Trump 3 times as well. I'd probably vote for him a 4th time if you know, if you're going to give me some of the candidates that they got ready to roll out, like, you know. But the fact of the matter is, he's not what he was. He's not this great crusader. He talked a big talk and he couldn't walk the walk. Sorry.
Unfortunately.
I know this hurts people. I know they're going to call me a black pillar, but this is the truth, and you have to accept it.
It's
or
great.
don't. I don't care.
Yeah, it's just insane to see where we're at this point. A year ago, I would not have expected to be where we are, you know? I would have expected a completely different trajectory. Some people arrested maybe, but nope, we're nowhere near that. And then so I was gonna read this, and then there's a problem. Yeah, there's a problem going on with your mic. Hang on, trying to see if I could fix it.
like there's a problem with me.
No, there's a problem with there was a problem with the mic. It's through Vid Ninja. I think I fixed it. We'll see if that continues. Anyway, I wanted to read this from Suzanne Monk. I will be leaving the MAGA mission and launching a new mission to end foreign interference in our government. We will never be able to make America great again as long as foreign lobbyists can buy presidents. Well, not just presidents, but just politicians in general. Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to this. I agree 100%. OG MAGA must stop foreign interference in our government and fight it. And then Milo responded to that as well. I read all of this to read this. I was there when the president came down the golden elevator. I campaigned for him for years, but I am faithful to the mission, not the man. Trump has lost his way, bought off by foreign interest. Those of us who made him what he is have a duty now to unmake him, and we will.
I was just going through my my I call them retro segments because I fucking started making these segments like 3 months ago or whatever. But me and Sean did this video breakdown of him literally admitting that he got paid $250 million by some Jewish lady. I forget her name. But he's like, when you pay that much, we have to, let them talk. So it's basically, he's just like admitting that he's like bought off by lobbyists. Is this even the same guy? Is it even the same Trump? We got conspiracy theories like Joe Biden wasn't the same Joe Biden. Is this even the same Trump?
There's a lot of people saying that Netanyahu's got a body double now too.
I mean, those
everyone
videos,
has body double. They're all puppeted by the deep state.
I'll say this: those fucking proof of life videos are not good proof of life videos. That coffee didn't even spill. It was literally past the brim.
What about the worker leaning on the counter in the background? Did you see
so many things in those? Do they not double check these fucking things before they put them out?
I'm like, how weird is it? Like, I don't know. It just seemed out of place because like the barista or whoever like leans on the counter and has his arms crossed, and you can see him in the back of the video, and he's just like watching Netanyahu talk to the camera, and it's like, yeah, they just let the barista sit behind him while he talks.
First of all, what a fucking ridiculous photo op that is. Like Netanyahu goes to a fucking, I guess the equivalent of a corner store to buy coffee. Yeah, okay. Like he doesn't have professional slaves making his coffee for him. Go fuck yourself.
I know, it's a complete photo op. Like, when has Benjamin Netanyahu ever gone and got his own fucking coffee?
I mean, that's something we'll talk about with Sean later. I'm sure he's got a lot of information on this, but you're welcome to join if you'd like, of course. But, I mean, so they had these important military meetings in Israel, and Netanyahu wasn't there for, like, the first time ever. If he's not dead, he's severely hurt, most likely. What the fuck? Like, I need to see him next to Donald Trump in order to believe this shit now. Like, I need to see... I don't even know if I'd believe it then. I don't know what I believe anymore. You know what? I think the good thing about AI is nobody's going to believe anything. And that's the state of mind that they should be in. They should be in that state of mind anyway. I don't believe anything, especially if it comes from authority. Just put yourself in that mindset, please.
Yeah.
Please. Now I want to make another cup of coffee. Yeah, go for it, Rebel.
Well, and then I saw a new thing today because they keep talking about the Iranian leader, and they're like, "Oh, is he even alive? Is he might be disfigured?" Trump's putting out tweets saying that he's like, "I'm getting conflicting information that he's severely disfigured, he's lost a leg, or he may be even dead." But my thing is like, if let's say a superpower starts blowing the ever-living fuck out of your country, are you gonna make a public appearance anytime soon, Joey?
Me? No.
Right. Like, what if a world superpower is targeting your country and targeting you as the leader of the country? Why would you ever make a public appearance? It just doesn't make sense. Like, it makes sense for
Netanyahu,
Trump.
You mean?
Well, it makes sense for Benjamin Netanyahu or Trump because they're not getting hit as hard. So it's not like, if they go out in public, it's not like Iran can strike them in the next 20 to 30 minutes. But if the leader of Iran comes out in a live stream 20, 30 minutes later, he's getting blown up. And that's my point. But they keep coming out and they're like, "Oh, he's dead," or whatever. And like, who cares if he's dead? They'll just appoint someone else anyway. He's only been in there like a little over a week. And then I saw a new thing today that apparently the Trump administration is now claiming that the Iranian leader is gay.
Oh my God. Yeah, Trump also claims. I also saw him claim earlier that they've wiped them out. This is the 5th time we've wiped Iran out, apparently, completely. Their military, totally and completely. I gotta say, instead of hiring these fucking Pajits for migrant labor, we should be hiring these fucking Iranians, bro. The way that they could rebuild is otherworldly. I mean, we need that sort of talent in our country. Like we could destroy their military in 18 months. 8 months ago, and then they just completely rebuilt it better. They just build back better, and now we destroyed it 3 weeks ago, and they still can just rebuild. It's crazy.
Actually, two days ago, we struck another nuclear facility, and we apparently killed 12 scientists. And the news was reporting on it because they're like, "Look, guys, it's still on fire after 48 hours."
This world is on fire.
So it's like, did we destroy their nuclear program or did we not?
One of the key parts of 1984 was the book and the movie, where it was that the media would put out fake war reports about fake heroic war reports to essentially keep up patriotism or the morale of the people. That's all I believe this shit is. It's all, I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything anymore. And now I know people are just like, oh, you got to believe something. No, why do I have to believe anything? They don't deserve the benefit of their doubt. You know what you guys are going to get for now? You ain't getting no white pill, Joe. You're not getting any. You're getting, I don't give a shit, but Joey, like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to go enjoy my communism. I'm going to go sit here and get these commie checks. And I'm just going to be waiting for y'all to wake up.
Yeah, I already...
Wait, wake me when you guys wake up, please. Let me go into a deep sleep and just wait. Let me know when you guys wake up. Until then, I'll be playing games and doing nightcap and shit because I just like I don't want to like I already spent too much of my life fighting to stay alive. I don't need to like raise my cortisol levels because people want to just keep giving Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt as he's dick sucks fucking Sean Hannity and Mark Levin. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, even so, like, you look at the list of people, like, if you take the list of people that are pro-Iran war and anti-Iran war, and, like, I have to side with the anti-war people, besides the people that are on each side, but, like, I'm anti-war, we voted for no war, and then you have people that are flip-flopping now, and they're like, no, this was always the plan. But you have people like Alex Stein coming out being like, no, the fuck it wasn't. Alex Jones coming out saying, no, the fuck that wasn't the plan. Joe Rogan coming out saying it's a betrayal of the base. Like, so many people coming out being like, no, that was never the fucking plan. And you people saying it was are lunatics.
And people, because this is we're this is the countercoin of the fucking left. The same thing that we all accuse the left of doing, of once it's before your eyes, you refuse to see it and you continue to double down. That's exactly what's happening now. I always say, whenever we get to these points where the shit starts to flip and you need to recognize the signs sooner than later so we can actually get something done. Well, what should take 20 years to happen is literally happening in 4 years, because this is all going to be accelerated. Everything's going to be hyper accelerated because of the internet and because of AI now. So we're at this point, guys. So are you going to keep fucking doubling down, or are you going to... And listen, you don't have to listen, because if you just listen to what I say without learning what to look for, then you're just going to keep making the same mistakes. So I need people to just get better at pattern recognition, please. Like, you guys got to learn when, like, people are lying to you. I like, maybe this is like a skill that you only develop. I don't know. Maybe this is like a genetic trait that not everybody has, but I just, like, I'm kind of frustrated by it all. I'm frustrated by it all. I'm not even frustrated by the fact that we've been betrayed. I'm frustrated by the fact that people are like, I can't believe fucking people are like, yeah, man, I can't wait to vote for Marco Rubio. Suck my dick from the back, please.
Yeah, and then Red Sixer in the chat said, what's the issue? What's the lie? The lie is that this was always the plan, and that the plan was to prevent Iran from having nuclear weapons, and that it's America first to do that. That was the lie. And then there was another point I was going to bring up.
He said no new wars. Listen, if you were just be honest. Just be honest. He had no problem being honest.
I remember
in his
what
first
I was going to
term.
say. You know what is the craziest part of this, Joey, is that all the people that all the question everything people all of a sudden stopped questioning everything. Like what?
It's different this time.
It's different this time.
Listen,
Patriotic girl in YouTube chat says no to Rubio. Exactly, no to Rubio. But I've been pointing this out, and other people are starting to notice it as well. Luke Rudkowski tweeted just yesterday about JD Vance and however you say his fucking name. That Luke guy. That Luke guy.
The guy who looks like me.
Right, Joey's twin. Anyway, he was talking about how if the options are going to be between JD and Rubio, Rubio already has the upper hand. If you just look at the kind of cultural media that's being put out about him, you compare and contrast between Rubio and JD Vance. JD Vance is depicted as an idiot, fat, obese, ugly, a joke. Like, he's depicted as a joke. You look at Rubio, he's depicted as a strong, charismatic, courageous. Like, the depictions of them are completely different, and they're doing it intentionally. It is my prediction they're doing it intentionally to sabotage JD Vance.
Into it. But he's playing into it though, so
I know but I don't think that's just a mistake on his part for him to play into that. It was a good idea to play into it because you shouldn't go against people making fun of you. Like, it just makes it worse once people realize you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's making fun of you and you're like, "Hey, stop it," they're like, "Oh, that bothers you," and they keep doing it. So it is a good idea to kind of go with it, but there's a point at which going with it goes too far, and then you're just thought of as that. So I don't know. Right now, the only person that would be at the top of the ticket would be Rubio and JD Vance, and I don't particularly want either one of them.
I could probably hold my nose for JD Vance. I certainly couldn't for Marco Rubio. There's not a chance in heck.
I agree. Yeah, that's too much of a big ask for me personally.
The big ask.
The big ask. Marco Rubio as president. My answer is no.
That dude was deep state written all over him. But, you know, back to the point, like, when it comes to, like, the Middle Eastern stuff, it's like, I've already said before, like, I know that there are certain instances in which this might need to happen, but that doesn't mean, like, he needs to all of a sudden just act like, this was not my position before. These are not the droids you're looking for. It's like, just kind of just, like, explain it. Be like, listen, we were caught in a catch-22.
Well, and Red Sixer, the
focus on... It's crazy. I'm so tired.
I just want to point out what Red Sixer said in the chat. Red Sixer said, "How is a country not actively trying to assassinate your president/leader not a reason to militarily act? They were trying to assassinate him because we've assassinated him. He has directly been responsible for assassinating multiple of their political officials. And even then, how do we know that Iran is the one trying to do that and not our own deep state framing them?
Why didn't he attack him on January 20th? Why didn't he attack him on January 21st, 2025 then? Why did he wait for some flimsy excuse to do it if they truly were the ones behind his assassination?
Yeah, and if the excuse is that, oh, they tried to assassinate the U.S. president, why didn't they say that when going through the list of grievances? The list of grievances included funding terrorism, not assassinating the U.S. president. USA is safer because of this. World is safer because of this. Middle East is safer because of this.
We'd be safer if we actually, like, deported some of these Muslim terrorists that Joe Biden let in, but they won't do it because they're afraid to do it, or they don't know where they are, which is even scarier.
Yeah, Red Sixer.
We would be safer if we fucking put our military out here to actually get rid of these fucking people and just ignore the optics, because Donald Trump cares so much about fucking optics. If you got rid of them, then we'd be more safer. We'd be more safer because the real threat to us is the people that are already here. And
that's exactly what I wanted to say, Joey. The war that's happening in Iran doesn't do anything to actually protect us abroad. The only thing it's doing is radicalizing people that side with the Iranian regime. And there's a lot of people in this country already that don't side with the United States, that would like to see it destroyed. And acts like this only encourage them to go commit terrorist attacks, because the real threat from places like Iran are not militarily, are not through communication and information, it's through terrorism. That's how they do their attacks. So what we should be worried about is not them coming and bombing us or droning us or assassinating our president, because I highly doubt they could actually pull that off unless our own government wanted them to. And the real threat is random people that ally with the regime going and committing atrocities in their name. We had that shooting in New York that was directly tied to the war effort. Like less than a week ago. Like that's the actual threat from the Iranian regime, not them
You mean the
militarily.
bombing thing?
Well, no, there's that too. There was the protest with bombing, but there was also a shooting at a nightclub.
Oh, well, that's every fucking weekend in New York.
No, but the guy that did it was Muslim.
Oh,
and,
well, I didn't hear about it.
Well, the guy that did it was Muslim, and he also said the guy admitted that he did it because of the Iranian war, so it was different.
I did it for the Iranian war. Allahu Akbar.
There was an attack in Iran because of Iran. What? I'm not sure. I'm not.
Yeah, but in order to believe that, though, I need to believe that the government's not lying to me, and unfortunately, I don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. So
They are a threat.
just,
I don't
like,
think
how could
Iran's
they
a
say-
threat.
there's just so many logical inconsistencies. Donald Trump told us we destroyed all their whatever about 8 months ago, and apparently they rebuilt it really quickly. So they're really efficient workers. You got to give them credit for that.
Red Sixer, there was an attack
They're
in
very-
New York not because of Iran. It's because of people that are sympathetic to the Iranian regime. It's different. While you went on a rant about how Iran is not a threat, interesting. Iran isn't a threat, and our own government admits as so. We've destroyed their military 5 times over. Don't you know, Red Sixer? They're not a threat. And I tweeted this out on Twitter. Let me pull up the tweet so I can quote myself correctly. Where is it? All right, so I tweeted this out specifically for people like you, Red Sixer, making that comment. If Iran was as big of a threat as people are making them out to be, then why are none of our allies assisting us when asked to, and why aren't any of their allies helping them? The answer is that Iran isn't a threat, so there's no point in their allies helping them, and there's no point in helping us fight them. There is no point, as in no benefit for Americans and no benefit for 99% of our allies. I can tell you who the 1% is.
The answer, daily double. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
But point being is
first of
Iran
all,
is not a threat. They're not a superpower. They've never been a superpower. The threat from Iran has always come from terrorist activities.
You know what would be fun if Donald Trump did? If Donald Trump, like, used this as an excuse to, like, completely, like, sever Europe from all funding, then that would be a nice sort of parlay for this. Be like, okay, I can accept this now if he's going to cut Europe off and just sabotage them, but he won't. He won't. You're not going to, because the whole excuse behind helping, Israel with this attack is they were about to attack our, one of our top allies, so we have to assist. So we preemptively attacked them. Okay. Well, now our other people who we literally fund their military don't want to help us with assistance when we need it. Whether it's a right or wrong reason is irrelevant, right? That's the whole point of being allies, according to fucking cocksucking Europe. So if they don't want to assist us with this, then we should just cut off all funding. Now, if he did that, he'd win some points with me again, but he won't.
And then,
because I mean, logically, right? Logically, let me ask Red Sixer, would that be a logical? Like, would you agree with that? Like, if our allies aren't even going to help us in assisting our other ally, which they're also allied with, why should we continue to help them? Why? Like, I'm so tired. People think like I'm anti-Israel. I'm anti-Europe, bro. I'm so tired of Europe. I'm so sick and tired of
most of our
them.
allies.
They're ingrates, and their civilians are ingrates too. And I know they've been trained to think that way, but boy, does it fucking boil my balls when they're like, "Oh, you guys and your gun crimes," and I'm like, "Yeah, keep getting your populations raped as you keep." Listen, Cat, this is my personal space. If you want to lay here, you cannot bite my arm. I need to use my arm to use the mouse. So please, be reasonable. That's all I'm asking for, Donald, is to be reasonable.
I'm trying to.
These shows are so much easier to do once I listen to music and also do the shows.
No, we're still getting red bars.
4 hours, just no. Damn.
All right, internet doo-doo. All right,
You could also try like restarting your computer and then coming back in.
That's a lot of work.
As long as
it's okay.
I
The
know,
lag
but
isn't.
as long as you don't.
The lag isn't that bad.
Right. As long as you don't exit out of Rumble Studio, it's okay.
I know.
Or exit, whatever.
Okay, wait. Now I'm trying to pull up the stuff again.
Holy gosh, I'm gonna make a remix to Stan, except it's about a Trump voter and Donald Trump.
Trump voter and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Now,
Listen, Tyler.
Now we're good. Now we're
I meant to write you sooner, but I've just been busy.
Okay, I fixed it. We're at green bars now. Okay.
I just bombed Iran.
Red Sixer to respond to you. Allies are not assisting. They've denied support. UK has given full access to UK bases and airports. That doesn't mean they're assisting. That just means they're allowing us to pass through. No, Sixer.
I guess
I'm starting.
in some way that is a level. That is a level of assistance, though, right?
They don't really have a
in some
choice.
way.
We built the bases.
Well, yeah, they don't have a choice. But like, as far as like intelligence or boots on the grounds or whatever, they're not assisting. But yeah, they really don't have it. I mean, we basically pay for all their shit anyway. God, I hate Europe. I hate Europe so much.
They're doing the bare minimum to be involved. That's literally it.
I wish Russia would really. I really wish Russia would just conquer Europe. They
Russia?
need to learn. They need to learn that. Yeah, they need to learn that it's like that's the problem is they don't understand that they've been so far out of it all that they don't understand how important it is to fight for your actual sovereignty.
And then
I guess they're kind of learning with all these Muslim invaders, but they're still not learning. They're not learning.
And
they're not learning.
What I wanted to bring up before we start having issues with the stream, Red Sixer brought up another talking point being used by pro-war Republicans right now, and that's the United States sat out the first two world wars because we thought it wasn't going to be our problem. This is not the same circumstance. This is starting it. The argument is we sat out the first two world wars, so we should start the third one. Is that the argument? Because that's basically what the argument is. If you're saying that, oh, we sat out the first two world wars, so we need to start the third one. We need to start the third one before it happens, Joey.
Well, listen, I don't know, because first of all, I mean, World War One, like, there's no reason we should have ever been involved in World War One. First of all, that whole conflict would have been resolved without us. It made no fucking sense. We only got in there because.
Wait, Red Sixer, you're using the United Arab Emirates as an example. They're defending themselves, and we have U.S. assets there. Yes, so that doesn't count as them protecting us. They're protecting themselves. Same thing with Saudi Arabia. They host U.S. forces. They're protecting us, technically, but they're mostly protecting themselves. Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman host U.S. military presence involved in intercepting attacks and providing basing support. Again, Iran launched missiles at fucking everybody. They launched it at everybody. So, yes, they had to defend, but they weren't given a choice. That doesn't mean they're assisting us. The argument is that we are stopping World War III. That doesn't make sense. We stop World War III by starting a war? Make it make sense, Joey.
I don't know. I don't understand it. If we depleted their military 8 months ago, how the hell did they just rebuild it and we didn't know? This reminds me of like in the lead up to World War II when the British were, you know, like they're like, hey man, Hitler's building up some stuff, and then Hitler was like, nah, relax, gang. And then they're like, okay, like the whole point of the Treaty of Versailles is they were supposed to be keeping an eye on Germany and making sure that they didn't, you know, make their military go past a certain point, and that it did, and they were just like, okay. And then when the war happened, they're like, look, you guys should be upset at these people. Look at them. They did this thing that we said that they weren't allowed to do, but we allowed them to do it. So, like, if we destroyed their military, how did they just build it up again? I don't understand.
And Red Sixer, you're jumping through mental gymnastics here to try to get your point across, dude. Wait, Iran launched at everyone, but it's not a threat? Interesting. Yeah, they're not a fucking threat, dude. They're not a threat to the United States. They might be a threat to their neighbors. I don't really give a fuck about their neighbors. They're not a threat to the United States. Not a single fucking threat. Not even a 10% threat. You know what is a threat?
Yeah,
the people that immigrate over here and want to commit terrorist attacks. The Iranian
like,
government is not a fucking threat.
Like, we have to be a little logical here, though, because when a sovereign country is attacked, what do you expect them to do? Just not do anything back?
Right.
Like, I get it. I don't like Iran either. But what do you expect the country to do when it's attacked? I mean, I mean, you had a lot of people when China had that weather balloon over the United States that were rightfully so. Like, you know, we can't let them do this shit.
Yeah, people were talking about bombing China over the balloon.
Right, but they sent something that an unidentified object over our airspace, and Joe Biden obviously didn't do nothing about it. But like, you can't just like.
No Middle East country was a threat before 9/11. Yeah, Red Sixer. That's assuming 9/11 wasn't an inside job. I'm assuming you're not in the.
Just like recording the story that you're supposed to.
Whoa, I just had a
Forget
major
inside
lag.
job or not, like, you know, forget if it was an inside job or not. Just they were a threat. They were such a threat that they didn't do anything while we were in the Middle East. They didn't assist Iraq. They didn't assist Afghanistan. Like, I mean, I guess maybe they did through their proxies, but like, there was such a threat that like, I'm getting some lag too on Discord. I just got randomly 20 notifications in Yankee server.
I don't know. Maybe maybe the whole internet's getting attacked by Iran right now. I'm about to get proven wrong live.
Yeah, right. Tyler just gets blown up.
Get blown
Make sure you
up
keep the
live.
stream going. Don't hit end stream on that Rumble Studio.
Did you
Tyler.
see my did you see my camera go? I forget my earbuds. I'll be ducking out in a few minutes for work. Aw, unfortunate, Fishy. It's all right. You could always tune in later. I don't know how long we're going today. The stream primarily today is talking about Iran and Trumpers and stuff like that. They're bombing the internet. I know, right? Oh my God, the internet! Joey, they're about to hit the second modem. But no, Iran isn't an actual threat. The only reason we're over there is because Israel wanted to attack them. Our own government has said so. That's not me pulling out conspiracy theories out of my ass because I don't like Israel. I could not give less of a fuck about Israel. Genuinely, I don't think they should be our
Marco Rubio
ally. I
said
don't think we
that.
should fund them. I don't care about Israel at the end of the day. But what I
Listen,
am saying is that our government, Rubio and Trump, have both said that Israel would have struck Iran first had we not. So we did.
I like, dude, this whole the whole migrant issue has always been somewhat of an issue, but like recently with the military aged men, it's always military aged men too, by the way. This all started in Syria when they tried to destabilize. Obama tried to collapse and get people to want to join a war effort in Syria. And to the American people's credit, they actually pushed back on that, which I was kind of surprised by. I'm like, I was a little like, oh wow, people are learning. Well, no, there's just the memory of the previous war is still fresh in their mind. And so they did their, you know, propaganda build up, you know, with like the supposed killing of Osama bin Laden and all that shit. And Europe got
Which
flooded
time?
with migrants. They're what?
So which time did we kill
Oh
him?
yeah. Oh, I don't. It doesn't. Somewhere between 2001 and 2011.
Point
we
is
killed
he's
him, I
dead,
guess.
probably.
Yeah, he's dead, and here's video of the back of his head to prove that it's him. Anyway, but you know, Europe's demographics in like the last 15 years have completely changed because of these dumb policies that we're doing in the Middle East of destabilizing. And does Israel or Saudi Arabia take these migrants? No, we do. We, for some reason, have some obligation to take these migrants. We get told to take these migrants. I mean, Israel's like, you better take those Gazan refugees because we're not. They basically are like, well, we'll just murder all of them unless you take the refugees.
Dude, I
It's
was
like, why do we keep doing this?
Before you went live, I was reading that in Lebanon alone, because of the news isn't being talked about what's going on in Lebanon with Israel right now. Israel's waging like boots on the ground war in Lebanon right now. They just sent in boots on the ground in Lebanon, and Lebanon is reporting that over 1 million citizens have been displaced and are now homeless. And let's say they're fudging the numbers. Let's say it's only 500,000. Still, that's 500,000 people that are now homeless because of a war that didn't need to happen.
But who benefits from all these migrants? Who benefits from it?
Well,
It's
yeah,
like-
and then you talk about the
and
migrant,
Israel-
the migrant stuff. Yeah, Israel
and then-
never accepts the migrants. Their claim is, and they have a perfectly justifiable reason, right, Joey? They have a small country.
Mm-hmm.
They can't accept all these refugees, you know. But places like Europe, who is also not a very big country, apparently can, and the United States, who's a massive country with a lot of wealth. Oh, we certainly can take in these refugees, can't we?
Yeah.
Or Germany,
Yeah,
or France, or all these other Western countries that we're allied with. They can all take them in.
Yeah, and then when we get all these migrants in here and they're all this Islamic terror drums up, then they go, well, see, we have to do something about the Middle East. It's just constant fucking feedback loop. There's a thing that Sean always says is that Islam is the broomstick of Judaism.
I mean, it certainly seems that way right now, because where are all these people supposed to go now that, like, let's say, because there is
All the
still...
justification for their expansion of power is the Islamic threat, and they keep doing everything they can to magnify an already existing problem.
Well,
I'm not saying the Islamic issue isn't a problem, but they continue to, every generation, magnify it exponentially.
So,
You can't tell me that if, like, look at 9/11. Look at all the people that lost people in 9/11, and then they have this anger, this hate, this rage.
Join the military.
They joined the military over it, and you don't think that similar thing happens when you do that shit to other countries? Like,
I've said
like,
this so many times.
Nobody's
dude.
excusing any of this shit. Like, no one's excusing this shit. It's just this is human psychology.
I've said it so many times, Joey. Like, how are we supposed to ally with the people that remember back when they were 5 years old and watching their entire family get bombed in a U.S. airstrike? How are they supposed to be like, oh yeah, those guys, we should ally with them? In what world are they going to be like, yeah, those guys are cool? Like, that's never going to happen.
You're already talking about people, and it's not. I don't care. I need a qualifier. You're talking about people who already naturally have a lower IQ level. So like,
lower IQ, and their religion isn't exactly a religion of peace. And then you give them more IQ, of a reason to want to hate us?
Yes. So like they already have the world. They already have such handicaps of lower IQ and the religion basically being something that keeps them on the brink constantly. So why don't we just push them over the brink every fucking time and continue to give them even more justified reason to believe that they're doing what Allah wants them to do? Like, so there's a continued expansion of this justification of expanding Israel's power and influence on the region by continuing to have this issue that they go, see, something has to be done about it.
And then
I guess now it does. We're in so deep now.
There is a legitimate concern right now that Iran could become a failed state by the end of this military incursion, because it's not a war, right, Joey? We've already made the jokes. We don't have to keep making those jokes. It's not a war. It's military incursion. So by the end of this war, though, however, it is a real possibility that Iran becomes a failed state. So as a failed state with almost 100 million people in its population, where do you think those people are going to go? If the government all of a sudden falls apart, collapses, infrastructure collapses, all of a sudden they can't get power, gas, internet, all these different things, food supply lines collapse, all this shit fucking happens where the country collapses, where are these people going to go? I'll tell you where they're going to go. They're going to go to all the Western countries that are more than happy to let them in.
You know, the retardedness of all this, too, is they were like, oh, it's not regime change. We're going to take out the leader, then it's up to the people. It's like, with what fucking capabilities? Like, you do that shit, the one who's going to take over are the ones that still have some sort of power. Like, it's just ridiculous.
It is funny to think that. It's like whoever's taking over in that situation is whoever had the biggest stick. Like, it doesn't mean the next person's going to be good. It's whoever had the biggest stick is getting in.
I don't know if this is like some delusion of like everyone has the same mentality that our founding fathers had, so if you give them the opportunity, they're going to take it. No, that's not how it works with most of these people. Most of these people, all they've ever known generationally, going back thousands of years, is being ruled by fucking despot leaders. That's all they fucking know. You think they're going to magically get this passion of revolution? It's just not going to happen. So you're going to have a bunch of people who are displaced just waiting for a new ruler to come. This has been that's like the key issue with Mexico in the 1800s, early 1900s, about all the constant revolutions they were having. But once Spain left, all the fucking Mexican people knew, dating back to when they were the Aztecs, was being ruled by fucking despot leaders, and that's how it is nowadays with the cartels. That's all their people have been used to. That's why it's like when you do half colonization measures, it always ends badly. If you're gonna colonize, then colonize, bro. Just do it. This half measure bullshit is stupid.
Yeah, if you're gonna enforce your will and your
if they want to
cultural norms
conquer
on people.
Iran, if they want to conquer Iran, then they need to have an American presence there for generations. And I know people,
least three.
but it needs to be there, and not in an occupying way. It needs to be, we're taking over your government. Not where, let's position Ahmadinejad or whatever the fuck they did in Iraq.
It would have to be 3 generations, Joey. We'd have to be there for 3 generations in order for it to correct in the way that you're talking about.
No, you don't replace them with people who look like them. You say this is a fucking takeover, or you're going to change your culture now.
Yeah, either you change your culture or you face the wall. Like that at the end, that's the one thing communism gets right. They know that if you want people to join your system, you make them face the wall. That's
no, it's not. It's not what communism gets right. They know if you want to kill someone's former way of life, you need to put the boot on the fucking neck.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
Forget their former way of life.
That's the point of what I'm saying.
With slavery, when they went from fucking voodoo to Christianity, you made them forget their fucking ways.
Mm-hmm. That's the only way. That's the only way you can truly get people out of that kind of mindset. In order to change cultural in such a vast and quick way, to change culture in a way to where like making Iran more like the United States, that would take hundreds of years to do organically, right? But if you want to force that kind of change, you have to do what Joey's saying. You would have to conquer them and force your rule for a few generations. Otherwise,
Yeah,
you have to wait for
just,
hundreds of years.
You cannot like occupy the country and then get the ruler you want and just assume that people are gonna have this passion for fucking freedom. These people have literally never, going back their whole fucking genetic line and all their genetic coding, have literally never known freedom. They've never known freedom, and the only religion that they've had to go by since the year 700 has been antithetical to personal freedom. So what, you just randomly expect it because we told them to do it? That's not how the brain works.
And I would even make the argument, Joey, that half measures like these only revert the progress.
Well, that's the whole point, though. That's the whole fucking point of the military-industrial complex, though. They're not trying to find a solution. They want to make sure there's another problem in 20 years so they can keep getting military contracts, so they can keep building all these weapons, so that they can keep making billions of dollars off of it, so they can keep lobbying politicians to do these destructive policies. That's the circle we're in. That's why Dwight Eisenhower said the military-industrial complex was the biggest threat to this country. In 1948, he said that, or whatever year he got out of power. 58 was it? I don't remember. He was the president before.
Motley has an
JFK,
excellent comment here. People born in a cage don't often know that they are in a cage, and if they do find out they're in a cage, leaving it is more disconcerting than staying where it's more familiar. Absolutely, and
Well,
that's a perfect analogy as to what happens with cultures. Like they're subjugated, they've been subjugated for generations. You pulling them out and just being like, "All right, you're on your own," doesn't mean they're gonna all of a sudden want to go out of the cage.
Yeah, and most times they're going to want to just go back in the cage. You need to generationally teach them how to be free. I mean, that's just how it is. You can't just expect people to want to be free. It's actually not a natural human state.
Well, and that's what happened with the Americas. The Americans came over here. They went through fucking tons of hardship, generations of hardship, and then they're like, wait, why the fuck are those people across the pond telling us what the fuck? Like, that's literally, we did it. That's why America is what it is. We had to go through the hardship before we were like, no, fuck you.
It's actually funny because a lot of the times you get these idealistic things which are very like, when you see like in the last 100 years people who are very idealistic about things, it's a very liberal sort of thing. Like it's a liberal idea to be idealistic about a new vision for the world. But that's really what it was when the Pilgrims came over here, when Christopher Columbus, when the explorers after the settlers after that came over here. This was a new frontier. It was freedom, this new concept of freedom. It was an idea. It was an ideal. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, this is not the natural human state, and it's not the way that we've been ruled for most of our history as humans, to be free. Oh, he's so close to clicking my fucking reset button. It's not a natural state that we've ever been in. So it's a sort of like, it's like, I guess in a way, like one of the first progenitors of like a liberal sort of greater than what our existence should be sort of thing, saying we ought to be free. We ought to be free. I mean, we are born free, but we've never known freedom because we're always ruled by somebody. So this is sort of like a new mindset. So this is not something that even a lot of people in America are used to. I mean, you see it every day. People
Well, it's something we're losing too. It's
like what Nora says. It's a gilded cage. We live in a pretty gilded cage, and once you have to get out there, you realize you need to fend for yourself. It's very difficult. You'd almost rather just be the slave. You'd rather be that in-house slave. You don't want to be you don't want to be a free man in the wild. You want to be a slave that has air conditioning and fucking heating and... God damn it! Get away from me!
I'm clipping that one, Joey.
Go for it.
Right at the hour mark.
Joey makes a good point and then yells.
Good point, Joey yells.
Hold on, God damn it, my sister's fucking calling me. Jesus fucking Christ.
Joey's sitting here making points and he's getting distracted. All right, what's it called? We'll move on here in just a moment. Let me read some of your guys' chats. The Republic Boss said, how do you teach people freedom who've been in a religion and lifestyle that is against freedom to its core? Well, it's exactly what Joey and I were talking about. The only way you could truly do that is if you occupied the country for a couple generations, 2, 3 generations, and that's not something I want to do, and I don't think that's something most people want to do. A lot of warmongers would love to occupy a country for, like, you know, generations, but I'm only saying it, and Joey's only saying it. We're not saying it because we're advocates of it. We're saying it because that is actually what need to happen. We're talking about the actual things that need to occur in order for change to happen. Let's see, your little fur bomber. Yeah, he gets terrorized by his cat, and then he gets terrorized by his family. I was reading a will of one of my ancestors who came to America. There wasn't a town. They made the town. He was one of the founders, 1643. That's absolutely amazing, Rebel. Rebel with no yell. That was her comment. That's absolutely amazing, Rebel. And that's exactly what I mean, though, is like, and to what Joey's talking about, these people, they get locked into these systems for generations. Even if there has been like slight regime change here and there in some of these places, the overarching structure of their system is still in place, still has these pieces of shit that get into power. And then if they get toppled or anything like that, the system is still there. There's never... You don't often see major changes in a people's government unless some like atrocity has happened, and usually those atrocities take place for generations themselves before people finally are like, all right, enough. Like, so it's okay. Joey's messaging me. So it's really tough. It really is tough. But at the end of the day, I don't think we have a true reason to be over there. I mean, and we keep seeing conflicting reporting. It's hard to tell what's actually true or not. We've seen multiple reportings now that the Iranian Navy is no more, the Iranian military is no more. We took out all their anti-air. We took out all their military systems. We bombed a bunch of their infrastructure, like all this stuff. Yet they somehow still have the Strait of Hormuz closed. They still we can't get our allies to come and support us because they just don't want to, or they're too scared, whatever the reason. Like, I don't know, we're getting a lot of conflicting information, and I don't trust our government. I don't trust Iran's government, but I don't trust our government either. So it's kind of hard to get to the truth, right? I mean, you just think about how much that they've lied over the past, the media has lied over these past 8-12 years, just in the last 8 to 12 years. It's hard to take them at their word, especially when we know media companies love war. It's good for them to report on. It's absolutely right now. I would be lying to myself if I said that talking about war was bad for views. It is not bad for views. It is very good for views. People love to watch and hear about conflicts. And it makes big bucks. It makes big bucks for all the commentators. It makes big bucks for all the news outlets and stuff. So, of course, they're not going to go against Trump as hard. And you got to ask yourself, you compare and contrast from 2016 to 2020, those 4 years that they went so freaking hard on Trump. Articles every day going after him, and then you look at 2021 to 2025, still going after him. He's no longer president. They're trying to arrest him and put him in prison. And then you get to 2026, fucking nothing. We've hardly seen the Democrats go after him, like, legitimately. Like, what are they going after him for? Like, sure, there's always going to be the Democrats complaining about him and stuff. There's a lot of people with Trump derangement syndrome that'll just attack him for breathing. But the point being, you compare and contrast to the last 2 years to the last 6-8 years before that, the media is not attacking him in the same way. You got to ask yourself why. And I lean towards kind of where Joey's been going, and it's that he's been bought and paid for in some manner, that the media doesn't feel the need to attack him as much anymore because they got what they want. They're getting the wars. They're getting the Epstein stuff covered up. The Fort Knox gold not being audited. No one's being prosecuted for any of the false, prosecutions for any of the January 6th stuff, any of the 2020 election interference. Nothing. There's nothing. We're getting nothing. The only thing that Trump has done was the Doge cuts, and those have not been codified in law. Congress codified $9 billion of those cuts into law. The rest of the cuts can be overturned with a swipe of a pen. So there's not a whole lot of major wins from this at the end of the day. Again, you guys want me to be happy for the Trump administration, but I'm looking at all the things that he's not doing, and it's hard to be happy about it. But me saying that, of course, is going to have people in the comments being like, "Oh, so you wanted Kamala," which is just what would you call that? False equivalency. Like just because
logical dissidence.
Maybe cognitive dissonance. I don't know, but whatever you call
logical, cognitive, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, just because I'm criticizing Trump doesn't mean I wanted the
trying
other
to win
person.
an argument by making a false point.
Yeah, well, that's why I called it a false equivalency. That might not be the right term though.
No, we have to break things down until it's fucking purest form for people to get it.
Yeah. They could arrest Ilhan Omar. That'd be cool. Seems like a slam dunk of a case also for immigration fraud. There's a lot of people that can go to prison for very simple charges, but they don't because they're politicians.
Yeah, like aiding and abetting illegal immigration.
Aiding and abetting illegal immigration, yeah.
It's so easy to fucking...
I brought that point up to Joey not that long ago. The people that are... If I'm a police officer working in a police station and ICE contacts the department and they're like, hey, this guy that you arrested, hold him until we get there. He has a deportation request. He's not supposed to be here. He's an illegal immigrant. And then I'm on the phone and I go, who? What name? Okay, sounds good. Hang up the phone, and then I immediately go over and let him go. I should be arrested.
Let me just say this. If the reason why that they're not arresting these people is because they're just saying, well, the judges are on their side and they're going to let them out, then we're too far gone. We're too fucking far gone already. How do you expect to get out of this through the legal means? Like, at this point, we're too far gone. Like, he needs to just be fucking... He has to be authoritarian about it. That's just... I hate to say that, but he kind of has to. There's no other way. But he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He doesn't have the fucking balls for it. He doesn't have the passion for it. He doesn't have the motivation for it.
Well,
so.
I've already told you it's too late at this point too, because if he goes balls to the wall now, they're already fucked for the midterms. So if he goes all in now,
that's why he should go. That's why he should though.
Oh, you're right.
That's why he should though, because they're already fucked anyway.
They're already fucked anyway.
So
he should just go. Yeah, he should go
done.
full force, but he's not going to. Is my point.
He should. No, he's not. Because he's not the fighter that people wanted him to be. He's not. He talks big, and then when he gets into those negotiating rooms and they say, well, here's the deal, buddy, he goes, okay, I'll convince him, don't worry.
My theory on this, Joey, and it's a very, very simple theory. You don't have to make a lot of leaps to make this argument. What I think happened is Trump got in, and after seeing the last 7-8 years that have gone against him nearly going to prison for the rest of his life, I think he got in, realized that no matter what he does, he could arrest everyone that did him wrong. The people that replace him will come after him. Mm-hmm. So even if he got everyone in the government that went after him, the people that replaces those people will come after him when he's no longer president. So I think we're at the point now where he realizes he's at the point where he's fucked, whether he does anything or not. So now he's just trying to save his own ass, so that when he gets out, maybe if he prays to God enough that he followed all of their wishes, that he won't have them go after him.
Well,
because think about it, Joey. Once he's not president anymore, there's nothing protecting him, so they will go after him. But if he plays the game, maybe they won't.
There's always two sides to a coin, guys. If you want to be the hero, you have to accept the fact that if you fail, you're going to be the biggest villain. It's just how it is. What do you think would happen to... What the fuck do you think would happen to George Washington if they lost the Revolutionary War?
Oh, he would be labeled the first American terrorist.
No, he would have been executed.
Executed and labeled the first American terrorist in the colonies.
These colonist terrorists, these 13 colony terrorists, these blah 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 blah.
The founding terrorist.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, the history would have been written completely different. It would have been written from the perspective of England, who did see them as legitimate terrorists at the time.
And if we would have lost that, there would have been no spirit to have a revolution anytime soon.
Right, exactly. We would be where Britain is now. So
when you do these magnanimous big fucking things, these big courageous things, they're courageous for a reason, because the risk attached to it is immense.
I have a game plan here, Joey. Donald Trump should just go balls to the wall, just fucking do everything he can to fix this country, break as many laws as he can to fix this country, and then he
Wouldn't
needs
even
to
be breaking the laws in some instances.
I'm just saying, if he has to do it, and then at the end of it, he resigns. JD Vance becomes president, and then he pardons him. That's how we do it, guys.
That's a good idea.
That's how we do it, guys.
He's not going to do it though. He doesn't have to, because you know why? You know why he won't do it? Because they won't assassinate him next time. They'll fucking kill his kids. They'll kill Kai Trump. They'll kill all these fucking people. So he won't do it.
Yeah.
That's why I sometimes wonder if if our savior, or I don't mean like Jesus, but like the savior of the country is going to be. It has to be someone that is a single bachelor that doesn't have a family. You can't have these attachments.
Yeah. I want to bring up
people like it's so relatable. He's a good family man. It's like, yeah, and that family will be used against him.
It's hard though, because like if you don't have friends, how do you get into positions of power?
You can have friends. You can have friends,
but then they use
like,
your friends against you.
Yeah, but that's different than like your family, because like
some people,
that's the people you live. That's the people you live with. Those are your kids. It's
some
very
people
different
see
than
their
like,
friends as their family.
Oh
though.
well, Joey, we'll assassinate Tyler. It's like, well, they might want to assassinate you anyway for being you.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, it's different when it's friends.
I get it. There is a difference.
They're not
for
always
sure.
by your hip. They're not always attached to your hip.
Yeah.
Like the way that
others are.
Family is.
Yeah.
Yeah, la familia.
The blood relation. Is Pete Hegseth a bachelor? Maybe he'll arrest politicians. He's not a bachelor, no. But I do want to bring up this story, Joey, just because this seems like a psyop, not on us, but on the Iranian people. Huh? The cannoli?
What?
I said I want to bring up this story because this seems like a psyop, not on the American people, but on the Iranian people. This seems like something that the Trump administration is putting out to bring down morale in the Iranian regime. You know what I mean? Trump briefed that Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is probably gay, and president has priceless reaction. So the reason I think that they're coming out with this, though, is not that he's actually gay. I think they're trying to get people within his government to oust him. You know what I mean? Because it's not like that's exactly accepted in Iran. You listening, Joey?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Do you think that might be a psychological, like a psyop, or do you think
folks,
that it's just
nobody would know? Nobody would know gay more than me, folks. When that night with Bill is one to remember.
It's from California, so what do you mean it's from California? Oh, you're talking about the California Post?
Tyler?
No, I think he's talking about the California Post, which is kind of funny. The New York Post now has a California Post. But yeah, it says the President Trump was stunned to learn last week that the U.S. intelligence indicates the new Iranian supreme leader may be gay, and that his father, the late Ayatollah, feared his suitability to rule the Islamic Republic for that reason. Yeah, I don't care if he's gay. I think the only reason they're reporting this is because they're trying to get people within his own government to kill him. Like, why else would they put why else is this news? Why else would it be news?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason that this would be news is to get people in Iran to not like him.
But I thought there was an alliance between the gay Americans and the Muslims. That's what the liberal media's told me.
Oh, totally. That you could say that while they throw you off a roof.
You figured.
The way the reporting is on this, Mojtaba's purported sexual orientation has been whispered about inside Iran since at least of May 2024, after the helicopter crash that killed the then president Abraham Razi. Let's see, Khamenei's presumed favorite to be the next supreme leader within the U.S. government. It's been pretty closely held piece of information.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, think about all the weird shit that like the CIA and the FBI know about like politicians. Like imagine like the CIA like looking into like the Iranian leader or like the Afghan leaders, and they're like, damn, they're into some weird kink shit. And they're just on a file somewhere, and just like randomly during war, they'd be like, yeah, this has been well known for a while that this guy loves BDSM, like just random shit like that. Like, why do we need that info? Do we need to know that this guy's gay? Like, next we're gonna start learning about his kinks. It just seems a little. It's just a little funny to me to think that we have some government stooges sitting somewhere on a computer being like, I could see this guy's internet history.
Probably just not even real.
It's probably not real. That's where I'm leaning on this.
It's so known that he's gay. The Iranians would totally be like, yeah, we want him as our leader.
Right, yeah, there would be no confidence in him because him as the figurehead of the country just wouldn't make sense. They literally throw gay people off of roofs. Why would they have a gay leader? That's why I brought it up. The only reason they would be bringing this up, get the guy killed. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but who's going to believe American propaganda at this point?
A lot of people probably. Who knows?
Not in Iran.
What else is in the news before we end off here? Do you want to go all the way to your show, or you want to break in between?
I don't need a fucking break. I'm eating right now.
Okay, well, I don't know what else is in the news. I know that the main thing that everyone's talking
video
about
Robert
is...
Barnes.
What?
There was a video Robert Barnes retweeted where they were claiming it was an anti-regime protest, but it was actually a pro-Iranian regime protest. So they'll just lie. They'll just lie. That's why I'm like, authority doesn't deserve your trust. They need to prove it first, and they've done nothing to prove it to me.
Well, and as you and I have talked about, if someone bombed Trump tomorrow, we would have half the country celebrating. That doesn't mean that it's right to do it, and that doesn't mean the country supports it. Half the country might. That doesn't mean the whole country supports it.
Precisely.
Okay, yeah. See, I have this up on screen. What you were just talking about, Joey. Them sharing the anti-regime protest, and then it has a one of those what's it called? What do they call them? The X shit. I forget what they're called. But the readers added context on X. It says this is a pro-regime protest. Death to the USA can clearly be heard from the start. Damn. But yeah, to your point, they'll put out videos and pictures, and because you can't read their signs or because you can't see their signs, they could make up whatever story they want. They could be like, yeah, this is them
basketball story say?
Huh?
What's that basketball story say?
What's that basketball story saying?
Yeah, I'm watching on the stream because your stream has a big OBS
I don't see a basketball thing.
X mark through it. It was like 30 seconds ago. And I have to watch your stream because there's nothing up on VDO.
Oh.
It's just the OBS symbol with a big fucking cross through it.
There you go. Now look.
Oh. Well, you were on the news article story before, and there was a basketball thing. So
that's the UCLA basketball poised for March Madness run behind star point guards resurgence. And then talented freshman could fuel USC's NCAA tournament run without injured superstar. So there was two stories. But what I was talking about is they could take videos from protests like this, right? And because people don't understand the signs that appear, or maybe you can't even see the signs or read them, they could take a video like this and be like, this is what Iran looked like after they learned their Ayatollah had died. And then be like, yeah, look, they're celebrating. And it's like, you don't know that. But, you know, propaganda is going to propaganda.
Yep. Yellow journalism. They all use it. And they never use it cleverly or for good reasons, too. It's always like the worst of the worst, lazy, lowest common denominator type shit. Like, they don't try to manipulate people into becoming fucking vigilant, disciplined people. They just use it to continue to feed their tribal stupidity.
And here you go, Joey. Here's an article from the California Post. The IDF launches limited ground operations now into Lebanon, targeting key Hezbollah strongholds.
Hey, this reminds me of when we got attacked by Afghanistan and then invaded Iraq.
Yeah, not only are we bombing Iran with Israel, but Israel has now invaded fucking Lebanon. Like, that's just great. Thank you. Love that. Love it so much. Go over here to Israel. Yeah, so look, Israel over here. You can
Where's
see
the big ice wall?
You could see the Gaza Strip over here. So they were doing the campaigns here in the Gaza Strip. Iran, way over here. They're bombing them. So they're having to. So Israel's been launching stuff over Jordan, Kuwait, Iraq, Syria. They're launching missiles over them to bomb Iran. And now they're attacking Lebanon, which is way over here next to them. Interesting how they decided to attack the people right next to them, just like they did in the Gaza Strip. It's almost like they want greater Israel, huh, Joey?
It's almost like these already angry Muslim countries are like, you want to bomb us every time we have any weapons to defend ourselves, but it's okay for these guys to just do whatever the fuck they want. Why? I mean, both religions are antithetical to Christianity, so why do we pick and choose?
Because Israel's our greatest ally, and they have Judeo-Christian values.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Judeo-Christian, yeah.
I guess the Judeo-Christian values means killing the savior of the Christian people.
Yeah, if I'm a Judeo-Christian, does that mean I'm a Christian who believes Christ should have died?
There's literally, yeah, right. Well, he had to die for our original sins.
The Jews had to kill him.
Yeah, the people that God literally fucking denied in the Bible. No, but like, it's just stupid. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Both religions are antithetical to Christianity. The only reason why we do anything for them is because one of the popular tactics of Satan is to infiltrate and appear to be as they did in the first example in the Garden of Eden, where he told Eve that it was okay to eat the fruit. Don't worry, trust me, I was sent by God. And Eve was like, okay. So similar thing. They claim to be Christians. A lot of people like Ted Cruz claim to be Christians, but they're really not Christians, because you can't be a Christian if you fucking also want to defend the right to, like, if you don't understand that Jesus is the third temple, then I can't really, I can't hold your hand. Like, it literally says that, like, literally Christ said, I am the temple, I am the third temple, the second one was destroyed, I am the new covenant, and people just still claim to be Christian and don't understand this fact. It says it in the fucking book.
Israel's military Israel's military has launched a fresh wave of limited and targeted ground operations against Hezbollah strongholds in southern Lebanon. This activity is part of a broader defense effort to establish and strengthen a forward defensive posture, which includes the dismantling of terrorist infrastructure and the elimination of terrorists operating in the area. The operations are also designed to create an additional layer of security for residents in northern Israel, according to the IDF, which it also said is carrying out airstrikes in a bid to remove threats posed by Iran-backed Hezbollah. Israeli soldiers are in new locations. They were not operating on Sunday. I'm assuming that's supposed to say. Military spokesperson Nadav Shoshani said, while the Jewish State's Defense Minister Israel Katz said the ground invasion would continue until Hezbollah no longer poses a threat to those living in northern Israel. So the war doesn't end. If the argument is that as long as they pose a threat, that the war has to continue, then the war is going to continue until Lebanon looks like Gaza.
This was a fry for a second.
Like, am I wrong in assuming that, Joey?
War never ends.
I know war never ends, but if the
military-industrial complex make money,
if the stated goal is that we have to attack them until they no longer possess a threat, then the war goes until they look like Gaza, right?
The whole Middle East has to be a parking lot for it to end, and then when that ends, guess
wait.
who's going to turn on the United States?
No, here we go. We are going to do what we did in Gaza. One senior official told Axios. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, there you go. I don't even have to look any further. The goal is to take. The goal is to take over territory, push Hezbollah's forces north and away from the border, and dismantle its military positions and weapons depots in the villages. They're outright saying that they're going to take over territory and do what they did in Gaza. They're saying the quiet part out loud, Joey.
Speaking of, I'll be on the show later tonight.
And not only that, they plan to mobilize 450,000 reservists. So yeah, they're planning an invasion into Lebanon now. Is what I'm reading. Is what I'm reading into. See, I read stories like this, and then I tell people shit like that's gonna happen. Well, dude, I feel like Alex Jones now, because like I read the news and then I tell tell people that like shit like this is gonna happen. They're like, yeah, right, and then it happens, and I'm like, yeah, I read the news. I knew shit was gonna happen.
That's what Alex Jones' show was from like 97 to like 2009. He would just find like
random
50
articles like this, and then
he would just
actually read them. Yeah, and then because you read them, you're more informed, and then shit happens, and then everyone's surprised, and they're like, oh my god, I didn't see it coming. But in a month from now,
he would read articles and then point to like historical instances of other articles that existed in the past to show how they connect and why this is something that we should look out for. And he does it 4 hours a day, 6 days a week. No wonder why he's fucking insane.
yeah, I mean, but it's stories like this where it's like they're not outright saying that they're gonna start invading Gaza or invading Lebanon like they did Gaza. But if you read the whole article all the way at the end, it says they have official statements from people in their government saying that we're gonna take over territory, we're gonna do what we did in Gaza. But you know, most people will just read the title.
I wish the Christian right in this country was militant against telling Jewish people that they should accept that everything it says in their book, in our book, means that Christ is the Savior. So, you know, become Christian and then we'll help you. But instead they're just like, yeah, the Muslims are the worst ever. And it's like, I mean, the other guy is like completely antithetical to Christianity too. So I just don't understand. Somebody make it make sense.
Somebody make it
I'm
make
not
sense.
even trying to be like the Jews. It's just like it's quite literally antithetical to Christianity. Not an exaggeration. What's the big difference is the Jewish people refuse to. It's the history of the Torah. They refuse to believe in God's miracles and that He is their God. They want a human king. God sent them a human king, and they killed him. That's the Savior. God said this covenant no longer belongs to you. It belongs to everybody. I am Jesus Christ. I am the church now. I am the new temple. This is not very complicated, folks. This is not very complicated.
It's not, but they're still our biggest ally, Joey. They're still our biggest ally. Fishy's talking shit in the chat about your super processed Mackie D's.
Well, tell Fishy to suck my dick.
Well, Fishy, you heard him.
I didn't buy this shit. My sister asked me if I wanted it. They got it for free. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I offered my sister
yeah.
Wingstop last night. She's like, I don't like Wingstop. And I'm like, I'm buying. You don't want it? Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any more stories. Most of the stories, like, I don't know, a lot of it's just kind of bullshit stories, honestly. The main major story right now is Iran. And then people are still talking about the Virginia Giuffre, her mother, or Nancy Giuffre. Yeah. People are still talking about that a month on. Like, I get it. It's sad. A woman got kidnapped, but we don't know what happened to her. And it's not like she's integral to the nation. If my grandmother or my mother got kidnapped, the whole nation wouldn't be posting about it daily.
Nope. It would be a story on the local news and it would be forgotten about. But because we live in a pseudo-celebrity, it's a pseudo-celebrity class.
Yeah, I don't really see...
I have my Catholic friend confirming to me that I am not wrong about Christ being the third temple. So
there you go.
There you go.
See, like I've scrolled through here, Joey, and I've seen like 4 stories in the last. These are just posted today. I've seen 4 Virginia Giuffre stories posted today. That's a little ridiculous, guys.
Damn, I got the Scooby-Doo on my other TV, Daphne in a bikini. Woo-hoo.
Israeli military destroys Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's plane as it plans for at least 3 more weeks of war. I thought it was only going to be 4 weeks, Joey. We're now like
3 weeks to stop the spread of Islam.
We're like 2 or 3 weeks in, right? We need 3 more weeks now?
Give it 6 or 7 weeks.
Oh, wait, no, I know how this works, Joey. For every 3 weeks, that equals 1 week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll actually be in this war for another 3 months.
2 weeks to stop this, bro. We got to keep it going until the midterms because wartime presidents.
Yeah, you like that joke? Did you saw the tweet that I put out, right? About that? Let's see.
I don't know. You tweet sometimes, and sometimes I don't see it.
I know.
I have my shit on timeline. I don't have it on the gay algorithm bullshit.
I do as well. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is what I was talking about. Guys, we have to start a war for 4 weeks to slow the spread of Muslims. 4 weeks to slow the spread. Wear your MAGA hat to avoid spreading Muslim to friends or family. Vaccinate yourself and your family by watching Fox News. Stay at least 6 feet away from thinking for yourself. Just 4 weeks, guys. I swear it's only 8 weeks. 6 months isn't that long. 2 years goes by really fast. That was my tweet. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm going to like my own tweet.
My Ted Cruz talk.
My Ted Cruz talk. My Tucker Carlson talk, because he's not MAGA anymore, apparently.
Mm-hmm. It really makes you wonder, what happened to Donald Trump?
So yeah, they're planning for 3 more weeks of war, probably more than that, but they'll say that.
We could talk about that. We could talk about all these gay ass MAGA accounts that are speaking just like leftists, like something has to be done about Tucker Carlson.
Dude, all I have to do is scroll through my homepage. We'll find something. I mean, it's like nonstop.
I legit saw cocksucking motherfuckers who are like, Rumble doesn't do enough to stop misinformation. It's like, oh, now you guys want to stop misinformation too. Please, you guys can't see these signs and just go, well, we're not any different than the left.
Look, Jeff just posted this. He said the Trump post for Mark Levin looks like a hostage screaming. No way you can take it seriously at this point. So it sounds like Jeff's not buying the Mark Levin shit. Let's see.
We know Jeff was not going to buy the Mark Levin shit.
Yeah. Well, I haven't watched his comments on the Iranian war stuff. I'd be interested to get his comments on that too. I would assume he's more in line with us, but I'm sure it's a little bit more nuanced.
I don't think he probably does. If I don't want to speak out of line, in place for him, but he probably doesn't feel any sort of like he's probably perfectly fine with the Iranian regime getting shellacked, but he's probably not fine for the reasons that it's happening, and maybe he hopes that there's some sort of game plan down the line. He's a little bit more hopeful as far as Donald Trump having a plan. The times that I've listened, and if Bach, if you're in here, let us know if I'm being accurate or not, because every time I'm in Dotcast, Bach's in there, so let me know if I'm not being accurate or anything. But he seems to be hopeful that there's some sort of plan, whereas I'm not really hopeful of that shit.
I would agree, yeah. And Fishy's in the chat. I don't think he can hear us right now, but I'll tell him in the comments. We're talking about Steven Crowder right now. So Steven Crowder has to be one of the most surprising turnarounds that I've seen, because he's coming out and he's trying to bring receipts, because that's how Crowder does things. But the receipts he's bringing are not convincing me, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because he's coming out and he's saying that we're justified in the war and that this needed to happen because Iran is a threat. So he's in the Iran is a threat camp, surprisingly.
Of course he is.
I didn't think he would be.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise. I figured he would be.
Really? I don't know. I like Steven Crowder. He's one of the main reasons I'm even interested in politics. So to see such a divergence of opinions from him is new for me.
Well, don't be surprised by it. Expect it.
I know. Well, let's read his tweet here. He said,
just because he's retarded when it comes to certain things doesn't mean there's not exceptional talents that he has.
No, I know.
That can inspire one to action. But
I love Steven Crowder. It's just interesting. I've never seen him I've never seen him take a position that I feel so strongly is wrong. You know what I mean?
But you got to understand, Tyler. Sometimes it's not people's fault either, because the school system, especially since he grew up in Canada, it's trained people to not even consider the possibility that they need to consider. And when they start thinking like that, they realize how scary it is once you accept that this one thing that we're not supposed to question might not be so. Then it brings your mind to other things, and you go, Jesus Christ, have we just been lied to about everything? And I could see why some people just don't want to go there. It's easier to take the blue pill sometimes.
So Crowder put out, he said, quote, Iran has never attacked us, unquote. Bullshit. Iran has attacked us many times, and if they had the capabilities, they would attack us more often. They've attacked us wherever they can when they had the opportunity, and they were building up an arsenal so they could build their nukes unfettered. If your opinion is, sure, they've attacked us abroad and taken hostages, attacked embassies, launched cyber attacks, but it's not enough for war, that's fine. But to say this war is unprovoked because they've never attacked us is flat out wrong. The argument, Crowder, isn't that the war is unprovoked. We're saying that the timing doesn't make sense. Because there have been plenty of situations where we could have responded with a military response, but we chose not to for whatever reason. This most recent attack, nothing's happened recently. That's why people are saying it's unprovoked, because nothing's really happened as of late. If your argument is they're funding all the terrorists that are disrupting trade routes and stuff, you can make that argument.
Uh-oh, Tyler died. Oh, boy. He unplugged his mic. You unplugged your mic. Ah! Tyler the incompetent. He's displaced Echelon. LAPD, NYPD. What happened? Yep.
It's really fucking stupid. The wire didn't even get unplugged. It like got jostled a little bit. But if the mic disconnects, I have to turn off the thing that I'm using to talk to Joey, and I have to turn off the thing that I'm using to stream. So Joey gets fucked, and then the stream gets fucked, just so I could fix the mic. It's so incredibly stupid. Hello. We're back, everyone. Sorry for the fucking stupid-ass technical difficulties that shouldn't have happened. Now I'm just pissed. But anyway, what's it called? We were talking about Steven Crowder. Let's play this clip from Steven Crowder. We'll get back to that, because I've lost where the fuck we were. All right, let's play this.
Kids are saying, I feel betrayed.
Sure.
I don't know why we're fighting if we've never been attacked. And
But that's based on a lie. We've never been
Right.
attacked. That's
hear
not
that?
true.
Hey, guys,
That's
check
the
out-
point.
check out-
That's a youth
That's
problem.
the point. I'm sorry, your opinion is not
Chapter
as
4,
valid
the
if it's
second Civil
predicated
War.
on. I'm not saying you're an idiot. If you say, I don't know why we're doing it when Iran has never attacked us. Bull. You don't know what you're talking about. They've attacked us many times, and if they had the capabilities, they would attack us more often. They've attacked us wherever they can when they had opportunity, and they were building up an arsenal
supposed
so
to be
that
hearing
they
something?
could. They were building up.
Oh yeah. They're talking. No, it's fine. I was about to stop it anyway, because they're just talking about This clip is specifically is them talking about Iran attacking us, so therefore they've attacked us before, so we have carte blanche to full scale attack them.
Up an arsenal so that they could build a nuke unfettered. It's not that they were going to have a nuke, it's that they were building up an arsenal so we couldn't stop them from getting a nuke. But anyone who says, I don't know why they've never attacked us, that's an ignorant person. They have many times. Now, if your opinion is, sure, they've attacked us over the last few decades and they've taken hostages and they've publicly executed people. There are embassies, of course, where people were tortured. But it's not enough for war. Fine. I may not agree with you, but to say unprovoked because they've never attacked us is wrong.
kids are saying.
Again, like you and I said, that
When did they attack us?
They have attacked us, but they never attacked us directly. They don't attack us directly, and the attacks that we do attribute to them, I don't know if we have enough evidence for it, because usually it's like cyber attacks, and it's like, do we really know if they did it? Like maybe they're taking credit, like they could be taking credit for things they didn't do. You know, like terrorist groups do that all the time. An attack happens, and they're like, "Oh, we did it."
Is this that thing?
Is that thing what?
I'm coming in double. Is this that thing where they claim that Iran is behind Hamas or something, where that's something they can't actually prove, but they could just say it as regime propaganda?
I mean, maybe. Here, let's ask Grok. How many times has Iran attacked the United States? List each attack. Let's see. What does Grok pull up? I know Grok isn't the arbiter of truth, but it'll give us at least a good idea. Let's see. 1981, 83. These are all back then. Okay, so 2019.
during
This is a little more
Operation Desert
recent.
Storm.
Sorry.
I said during Operation Desert Storm.
Yeah. Looks like 2019 they attacked an oil tanker in the Gulf. This was blamed on Iran. Global Hawk drone by IRGC. So in 2019, an oil tanker and a drone was down by them. 2020, Iran launches ballistic missiles directly at U.S. base in Iraq. Retaliation. Okay, that was retaliation for the Soleimani killing, though. 2024, over 180 attacks by Iran-backed militias on U.S. forces in Iraq, Syria, Jordan. Includes deadly January 2024 attacks in Jordan, killing 3 U.S. soldiers. This could also be because of Soleimani, though.
Yep.
June 2025. This was the 12-day war, which is when we attacked them and took out their nuclear capabilities, apparently, allegedly. 2026. Direct Iranian missile drone attack. So, where's the attack, Joey? What attack happened? I see 2019.
You just said that they attacked us, huh?
I see 2019. I see 2020, which is a retaliation. I see 2024, which that one I don't know what happened right before that. I would assume that's still retaliation for Soleimani, but that's 4 years on, so it's separated. But then we have 2025, and the only thing that started that was we didn't want them to have nukes. We said that they had nukes, and we went over and bombed them. That's what that was. I don't see attacks that they initiated. Besides maybe in 2024.
The problem too, son of Wignum, is that that's literally what the United States does too. That was a whole operation of like the Cold War and shit. Is they also back fucking. I mean, every terrorist in Libya, the United States backed. Al Qaeda was United States backed in the 80s. Like we do the same thing. So like we do this thing where it's like we point finger and like look what they're doing, look what they're doing. It's just like yeah, but we do that too. So like this bullshit from Steven Crowder is just like. You know, you need to wake up, bro. You need to stop being so fucking... whatever. There's no hope.
Okay, I asked Rock again. I said, why did they attack in 2024, and have they used any other means to attack us, like cyber warfare or anything? List them. It says over 170 to 180 attacks occurred on U.S. bases. Okay, this... Iran denied direct control but provided support to these groups, using them for plausible deniability while avoiding full-scale direct war. Yes, Iran has employed other means, cyber warfare and hacking. Hack and leak operations, stealing and leaking data from U.S. Politicians, influence the election. Iran-linked hackers. So the only thing I'm seeing here is that they may have tried to interfere with the U.S. election, which I guarantee you the United States is interfering with all the other elections in the world. And Iran also wouldn't be the only one interfering with our elections. Every country on the planet has things to gain depending on who's in power in this country. So that's not a hard assumption to make. Even our allies have things to gain by influencing our election. So
here's the big problem that Steven Crowder doesn't seem to understand. In order for me to believe these things, I need to believe what the United States government is telling me, and I don't believe them, and I have no reason to believe them.
And then here's Ben Shapiro, a man who said he would never vote for Donald Trump ever.
I can't listen to this. I don't want to listen to Ben. I can't.
Joey,
play it. I'm going to take my headphones off.
Jesus, Joey. All right, let's play this clip.
I mean, I think that it's unbelievably short-sighted. Obviously, when you're talking about threats to America, you're not just talking about threats directly to the American homeland. You're talking about threats to American interests in the region, in Europe. The idea that you are supposed to wait until they have ICBMs tipped with nuclear weapons to actually do something is absolute idiocy. I think what President Trump has done here, which is truly genius, is he has recognized that you don't wait until the threat is right upon you. You use targets of opportunity. And the reality is that because the Iranian regime was incredibly weakened by the 12-day war last year, because they did not have the capacity to deter oversight from the IAF and from the American Air Force, because the Iranian regime was experiencing significant financial crisis, and because millions of people were in the streets just a few weeks ago, that was a time when the United States could move to finally neutralize a threat that has actually threatened Americans, including creating the death of at least hundreds, if not thousands, of Americans over the course of the last 47 years. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The president right here is doing the bravest thing that I've ever seen an American president do when it comes to foreign policy. And, you know, you'll have second guessers like Ro Khanna suggest.
All right, Joey, it's over. You're good. Hello, Joey. Joey, hello.
I hear it. Hello, I'm here. I got my headphones on.
I know, I'm messing with you.
The greatest thing he's ever seen anyone do.
The greatest thing he's ever seen an American president do. And this is another
take the
talking
vaccine, you
point.
dopes.
This is another talking point that that people bring up. They're like, oh, they've killed hundreds, if not thousands, of Americans over the last 47 years. How many people have we killed of theirs over the last 47 years? Probably triple that.
What are you, anti-American, Tyler?
I'm just using that to say that that's not an argument.
You sound like an anti-American, Tyler.
Absolutely. I got called a Democrat last night. I sent you the tweet.
Well, if you don't like America, why don't you just,
Yeah, get out. It's just ridiculous.
Hey,
What is-
South Park's looking sort of like prophets, aren't they, with their with their last season, episode 1? Donald Trump being a Middle Eastern dictator.
Fuck. Sorry, I'm looking at stuff. Here, let's pull up Alex Stein's account, because he's been going pretty hard against the Iran war stuff too. See, Alex Stein reposted this. This was something Owen Schroyer pointed out. And people are like, oh, that's from 2016. Well, there were more recent ones as well. Ben Shapiro, I will never vote for Donald Trump. Here's why. And then we have him today saying that he did the greatest thing he's ever seen a president do. And he's probably saying that because Israel.
Jewish.
Jew. Just pull up the Alex Jones meme. Jew. Yeah, see Alex Stein retweeting stuff about Trump to change the visa program to increase immigration. Are you laughing at the image?
Yeah.
Dude, you know how many fucking people were tweeting at? There's so many people tweeting at me. I sent you one of them. There was a bunch of people tweeting at me, and they're like, "Oh, you're such an idiot. You don't think
You're such a dem.
Yeah, they're like, you're such a Democrat. I thought Americans didn't want to work these jobs, is what one of them sent me, and I was like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? What? I just thought it was funny. No word from that guest, Joey. Keep going as long as you want here, bros. Oh, no word from that
That's
guest,
Sean?
Joey. Yeah, that's Sean. We got Clint
right,
in
we'll
the
probably
chat.
end
What's
it.
up, Clint?
Wow.
The Reaper. See, this is why I got to start streaming at 11 a.m. again, because what's called there's a lot of people that like to tune in.
No, Clint be around everywhere. He's just hopping from game stream to game stream.
I know, but ain't
can
no
might-
one here at fucking midnight when I was starting for a little bit.
You could probably find him in ABD's chats a lot.
True. Oh wait, yeah. So here's we'll leave it off on this, Joey. March 15th. So he said this yesterday. If you consider yourself anti-war while simultaneously supporting this current war of choice, then you're suffering from what is called a cognitive dissonance, and you should seek help. So then he starts responding to this guy, makes a little bit of a thread. David Kate, war of choice was coined by the DNC last week, and now you're using it. Oof. Alex Stein, you literally proved my point. Yeah, and if you're against this war, there's people that'll automatically label you Democrat. You're against this war, Democrat.
Yep.
Alex Stein. Alex
That's what
Stein,
they
a
do.
Democrat. Yeah. I'm so confused. How did you prove his point? Well, if you don't get it, you don't get it, buddy. Accusing me of being a Democrat for being anti-war is retarded. If that's the case, then Trump campaigned as a Democrat. If we use your logic, Trump literally campaigned on the promise of no new wars. And then the thread continues here. Did you take the? He starts fucking trolling him at this point. He's like, "Did you take the COVID vaccine?" And then he says that you're a dual. See, even he's talking about the Israel stuff, Alex. He says you're a liar and a dual citizen that cares about Israel more than you do America. I voted for the Trump in this clip, not for World War III.
Never end. These war hawks, they want to draft your kids to die in wars.
We'll end the stream here, Joey, because you got to get ready for your stream. I'll play this clip. You give your thoughts and get out of here.
War hawks, they want to draft your kids to die in wars, and they will never fight themselves. You know, we'll stay around the country for 15 years, just bomb the hell out of everybody, make everybody miserable. Nobody knows why we're there, you know, the wars that never end. These endless wars that we've been in, I've gotten us out of so many. We don't want to get into wars. We're tired of fighting. I'm the only president in the last 84 years that didn't start a war. Under Trump, we will have no more wars. No more wars. No more wars. We will have prosperity and peace.
What are you, a Democrat?
Prosperity, and we will.
Yeah, am I supposed to just fucking memory hold this? Like the rest of you memory hold the Epstein files? Like, sorry, I'm not doing it.
Have peace. Remember, I'm the president of peace. They said he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. He's going to start a war. I said, no. My rhetoric is going to keep us out of wars, and that's what happened. My proudest
So many clips over the last 8 years of this man saying no wars.
legacy will be that of
Nobody
a
stops wars
peacemaker.
like me.
That's what I want to be, a peacemaker.
Nobody.
We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
But see, this is the thing, Tyler, is that they never started these wars in the first place. So how could I didn't start the war? That's why they keep saying I ran it. We've been at war with them for 49 years. That's why they keep fucking uttering that line. I didn't start this war, folks. And when I end it, I'll add it to the 9 wars I've ended already. Apparently,
I've already seen the memes about that. They're like, is he gonna add this to the list of wars he ended?
Yeah, the list of he's also ended the imagination land wars too, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. All right, Joey. Final thoughts. You got to go get your show started. Let people know where to find you.
Imagination. You can find me on Joey Cannoli. Right here.
Right
Just
here.
click on the picture and follow me.
Oh,
please.
look at that. He put a nice little link in the chat. That's amazing. And
Nope,
here, I'll,
I just put my. Oh, God damn it!
you just put K.
Pieces of
put K in the
motherfuck.
chat.
I put a K. I don't give a motherfuck. You can get your motherfuck. National
Here
security
you go.
code word
Here
for
you go.
cover
I'll
up.
do you one
Own
better,
that
guys. Go
down.
follow Joey Cannoli at Joey Cannoli.
I got it first.
No, I have it up on screen for people that watch this as a VOD later. I'm helping
Anyway,
you.
Sean
Fuck
will join
you.
us, and Sean will join me. Nora's at the doctor, so Tyler can join if he wants to.
I just may.
talk about this more for an hour. All right. Well, thank you for having me on, Tyler. It was a pleasure.
It was such an honor to be on with such an esteemed human being. I really wish. Sometimes, Tyler, I wish that I was gay so I can give you the loving that you properly deserve.
The
Goodbye,
sloppy
Farrah.
toppy. Goodbye.
The sloppy toppy.
Guys,
Yeah, shake that sloppy
we will be
toppy.
rating out to Joey Cannoli, good friend of the show. Such a wise philosophical man. But we will be rating out to Joey Cannoli. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I had an absolute blast hanging out with everybody. I look forward to doing these shows again at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard. That will be the schedule moving forward. I'm going to keep with it just like I was before. I know a lot of you have asked about my work situation. Work has not changed. The only thing that has changed is that I have been getting consistent hours later in the day. So as long as that remains consistent, I will look into keeping it consistently like that so I can do this show. As long as it remains like that, I will be able to do this show 11 a.m. every day of the week. If I'm not able to do the show because of work or whatever else may be going on, then just go to my Twitter and I will let you guys know there. No, I'm not going bald. My hair is... Reaper, Clint, go click my channel, go back to a year ago, and you'll see that I'm not going bald. My hair's always looked like this. You can pull up actually if you go to YouTube and type in Gukelt Bear, Gukuhlt Bear, That is my gamer tag on Xbox, and that is also my first YouTube channel. I first posted on there 6 years ago, maybe even 7 years ago. You can see that I had the same... My hair has always been like this. I'm not going bald, I promise you. If I was, my girlfriend would tell me. I'm not going bald. I'm certainly not going bald. I mean, you see how long my hair has gotten just in the last year? Even if I am going bald, it's doing a really fucking slow job at it. Most of my family's bald. If I was gonna go bald, it would have happened by now. A year ago, damn, we pulling up the archives. I think a year ago I was in your chat. Maybe 8 months ago, but like a full year ago, no, because what is this, March 16th? Yeah, so this would have been like around the month mark I started the show. So we're like a year and 1 month on from when I officially started doing the show consistently. So if you go back to the shows from back then, though, I had just buzz cut my head. So my hair was like 2-3 inches tall. Now fucking look at it. A year on, it was 2 inches last year. So my hair grows exponentially fast. Anyway, Joey should be going live. I might join him. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, follow, repost, all that good stuff. I love you, beautiful people. I appreciate all you guys hanging out in the chat. I love the conversations that we have. I love people like Red Sixer coming in the chat to argue. I love the counterpoints. I love when people challenge me on my positions. That is my absolute favorite thing to do. That is one of the major reasons I do this show. I want to be challenged on my opinions. Please challenge me on my opinions. Please. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see all of you guys tomorrow at the same time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be back here, guys. We'll be talking about whatever's going on. Thank you guys so much, and yeah, let's get out of here. Let's see, what song should we go with? What song should we go with today? I've been really liking Ghost in the Night, but that's not really a political song. Let's do oh, this is a new one. Let's do Deep in the Dockets. So this is a song about someone who didn't kill himself. I'm sure you'll get it. You guys have an excellent day. Have a good one. Later.
News flash on a glowing screen. One line type, clean and cold. Case closed in a single crawl. Like that's all the story told. High walls, high watch, low light. Cameras failed at the same time. Paper trail like a maze on fire. Every page saying don't ask why. They say he did it to himself. Tied the knot, pulled the shelf, but the math don't add. It breaks. Too much power, too much at stake. They write the script and they yell believe. Turn the key, then they hide the keys. Heard a punchline under my breath. He ain't kill himself. Guard shift, coffee gone cold. Logbook scribbles, half-truth notes. Phone calls that just go dark. One more name on a sealed up file. Whispers, riding up stairwell, smirks in tailored suits. Every secret, the sharp teeth. Every silence growing rules. They say he did it to himself. Tied the knot, pulled the shelf, but the math don't add. It breaks. Too much power, too much at stake. They write the script, then they yell believe. Turn the key, then they hide the keys. Heard the punchline under my breath. He ain't kill himself.